Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, the nations of the world rallied together in order to enhance peace and promote security in the Middle East. This site, where the Peacemakers Summit was held, was the theater of many battles in the unhappy past. Today, it has become the living symbol of the new era of peace and coexistence. Our gathering represented all world cultures and reflected a real concern for peace and stability in this troubled area. It is our consensus that SHARM el-SHEIKH conference was a big success. All leaders and delegates demonstrated a profound commitment to the promotion of peace and security throughout the region. All of them spoke their minds and discussed the issues in a spirit of openness, candor, and objectivity. Our discussions remained focused on the issues of peace and security. Many valuable contributions were made in the course of the two sessions we held. There were no sharp disagreements or disputes. The interventions went beyond the customary generalities and dealt with specific points which were quite relevant to the purpose of the summit conference.
You know, the purpose of the terror was to kill the peace. I mean, the purpose of the terror was to make the Israelis feel so insecure that peace seemed worse, pursuing the peace process seemed worse than some reversion to the status quo. And the purpose of the terror was to make sure that the Palestinians wound up suffering economically so much they no longer wanted to pursue the peace. Our purpose here is to try to bolster the level of confidence among Israelis and Palestinians to say that we need peace and security and basic prosperity, and we need to pursue all three at once. The pace of these processes is not within anyone's total control, as President Mubarak said. But what we know is if we keep pushing forward, if we don't permit it to slip backward, that in the end we believe we will succeed because all the parties not only want peace, but it is in their interest to achieve it. And so the short answer to your question is, I believe we will prevail on whatever timetable unless the enemies of peace can raise the pain of pursuing peace to the Israelis or to the Palestinians so high it seems pointless to them.
You answered this question in a more general way, but I wondered, after listening to Prime Minister Perez, if you are willing, as the President of the United States, to issue a challenge to all of the countries here to isolate Iran, not to do business with them, since it appears that they are, in fact, the major sponsor of Hamas.
Well, first of all, let me remind you that last year, I took far stronger steps against Iran than any of our European allies had taken up to that point. And many of them disagree with me, honestly. They believe that it's better to maintain some dialogue, to have some engagement. I have continued to argue for the isolation of rogue states. I did it in the United Nations last year, and I continue to do that. And I will continue to do that based on the evidence we have at hand.